In Texas, the judiciary is now an arm of a political party, where the main goals are the accumulation of power and domination, not justice and fairness. Hello folks, my name is Neil Durrance and welcome to Texas Progressive Time. I recall a time not too long ago when judges were elected locally. They knew to be re-elected they needed to see and be seen by members of the community writ large. I recall judges gave guest speeches at local Optimist and Rotary clubs and other civic organizations. They lectured and advocated regarding the status of the law and what might be expected from the legislature in the next session. They participated in church activities like a pancake breakfast to help their church buy new playground equipment for the youngsters. They joined a civic organization and they attended public forums on issues facing the city, county, or important national political issues raised by both parties. It didn't matter if they were elected as Republican or Democrat. But then something happened, and it began in 1986. Yes, I said 1986. It was when the Reagan administration, and specifically Lee Atwater, rendered political decisions about court packing. It had not worked under FDR, trying to pack the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court. So, strategically, and some argue shrewdly, the Reagan administration decided to work on the other end of the spectrum, starting with local district judges in states known to be friendly to conservative and Republican causes. Suddenly, a judge was not selected because of his legal acumen or talent. A judge was not selected because he had been a long-standing lawyer in the community with a good reputation for fairness, character, and willingness to seek justice. Nope. A judge was now a candidate and selected because he was of the proper conservative political party. Character no longer mattered. Professionalism did not, neither did moral character. It wasn't even discussed. It was called the litmus test. It was the beginning of what we now suffer from with the loyalty in political parties overriding any sort of integrity. And it's only gotten worse over the years. So, why are we surprised by the bizarre actions of judges on the bench today? When your only qualification is loyalty in party politics, fairness, justice, and public service fade quickly into the night. But most importantly, we the people are relegated out of existence. Is it any wonder people no longer trust our legal community with the legitimacy of a system built on fairness and equal justice under the law? What has become patently clear since 1986 is that the problem with Texas government is not that it establishes three independent branches of government. Those three branches of government are: 1, the executive branch headed by the governor; 2, the legislature headed by the lieutenant governor in the Senate and the Speaker of the House on the legislative House side; 3, the judiciary headed by Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and Chief Justice of the Court of Criminal Appeals. No, the problem is that we no longer have three independent branches of government. The judiciary is not a branch of the executive. That would be a dictatorship. No, in Texas, the judiciary is now an arm of a political party. As an arm of a political party where the main goals are the accumulation of power and domination, not justice and fairness, the qualities of experience, integrity, or any other qualities you would normally expect from a real judge simply evaporate. The result is we now appoint judges based on their campaign contributions to the Republican Party. They are put on high appellate courts with no experience or qualifications as judges. And then we wonder what could go wrong. I'm the first to admit that courthouse politics are probably the least interesting or titillating subject for 99.9% of the public. However, we don't have to study politics or have a degree in political science to understand most of the problems we face in Texas, from constitutional interpretation to statutory equality, all began years ago in the judiciary. So what do? Someday, when you have a couple of hours, stroll down to the courthouse. Look at the directory and pick out a judge. Pick one out randomly, even if you don't know their name, and go into the courtroom. You'll probably find an empty courtroom. But if not, sit down and listen for a few minutes. Most of my clients who do so are quickly appalled and can't believe what they hear and see. Then come and talk to me about justice in Texas. We will discuss Texas justice in the future, and I hope on many occasions. It is the only place to start if we want pragmatic solutions to move our state forward. I hope you will join me, like and subscribe, as we continue looking at the most important issues for all the people who continue to search for a pragmatic solution without the vitriol and hot air of career politicians. Thank you.